All right, today the market is pretty flat right now, basically completely flat. There's some really good runners today, Google especially. Now, the news on Google, I'm unsure about. Like it's about rumors and then, you know, they said Samsung was going to not use Google search engine and we're going to go to Bing. Like, really? You sure about that? You sure about that? I don't think they will. Um, Now, does this make the stock go down today? It already is. One. Two, will it follow through? It's possible. But also, it doesn't have to be the biggest gapper today. We have XPEV. We have, what's the other big one? RBLX. Um, 12% on RBLX, XPEV 11% up right now. So XPEV could be a really good trader today. I have all my levels set already. Could go ahead and show. Um, Yeah, so if any of these come into play on Google, see 104.90, we can go all the way down here to 101.80. I feel like it might find support there today. So maybe if we come up here to the 105, 106 area and then pop back to the downside, it might be good. XPEV, like I said, oh, it's up 12% now, so it's up more. Yeah, you can just see the levels here. We have pretty strong resistances coming up for a second time on it. On, well, I guess third time, 1150 area. So we could break it this time, but I highly doubt it'll happen today. Although it is possible. The entire Chinese market is up today. I need to pop these out in front. How do I do that? Configure. It's always in front. Hmm. It's gotta be here. Title, user font. I'm not showing it. I'm just gonna have to keep them clicked on. Oh well. Yeah, as you see, XPEV has pretty strong resistance here at 1150, and then it's going to get held up probably around 11. Doubt we see that. 1072. I'm so used to playing with bigger numbers that these little decimals don't really matter, but they do when you get down that low. End phase is what I'm watching today for a breakout. If we break over this 215, really this 216 here, but mainly 215. I would say we got room to run to the upside all the way up here to the 230 area. So that could be a really good watch today. It's up 2% right now. Um, it's probably my number two watch under Google. And then XPEV, BABA, RBLX, UBS. All right. Um, let's take a look at RBLX. I don't think I set levels on that yet. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, we got strong support here. It looks like at 38.75, 38.20. So just the 38 area in general. I have a hard time thinking we're gonna break down through that. But we'll see. Probably won't trade it today. but we'll see what kind of a setup it gives us later in the day. UBS, hard trader here. I feel like it's got this big wick. It's probably going to come back up quite a substantial amount of this. Also, you got to be careful with these banking stocks. Also, you need to watch all the other banking stocks. I don't think they're downtrending today. I could look. They are all down, except USB Bank, First Republic, Western Alliance, Pacific, PNC, uh, Wells Fargo. They're all down today. So maybe we do get a little bit of a pop to the downside, but this one is down far substantially more than the other ones. I'd watch all these levels in here. Probably going to get a bounce off of those. So be careful with that one for sure. Now Baba could be a pretty good trader, but I can't take margin on it, so I have a hard time trading it. But up to this 98.50, I think we got room all the way to run to 103.40. Maybe not today, but it is possible. So we can keep that in mind. Kind of bear flag or bull flag here with green candles, big ups, and kind of doing this. So I'd watch for a big move today on Baba. Okay. That's what we're going to be watching today. And then these two, this is RBLX, and this one is Baba here. Can't really see. I don't have my trend, don't have my stuff set up perfectly. But these are RBLX, Baba. Wonder how hard is it to set the name in the... I forget. I set these up a long time ago. I'd be forgetting. Show different background color for Poe. No. Show title. Is that it? Yeah, but I gotta make it bigger now. Font 16. Okay. There you go. Configure, show title, font 16. Hard to see, but it's there. It's got the line in the middle. It'll go away when the market opens. Um, yeah, and then I think we're just waiting for the market to open, so. Yeah. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, market is still flat, so nothing's changed there. We still have everything Google for sure. XPEV is hard to borrow at this point, but it doesn't look like we'll be shorting today. ENPH, good to go. UBS, good to go. Baba's only down up 1.7% today. Doesn't look like a very good trader now at this point. No, bro. Not a lot of volume on ENPH here. That's interesting. Over that 216, I'll be in on ENPH. As long as our spread isn't too bad. Anyway. Probably not going to trade it out of the gate here unless we get a little pullback. It's a pretty big spread here. Might start out with 20 shares and then add another 20 on the way up. Possible. Ideally want to get over that 216 in 20 shares, big spread. Buying another 20 there. There we go. Let's get in our full size. We're in full size on ENPH here. ENPH. Full size on ENPH. Huge spreads. Back under that low. 214.77 it looks like. Yep. That's going to be my out, okay? If we get back down to 214.77, I will sell everything. Otherwise, I'm letting it ride. We have room all the way up to 230 here. But the next kind of resistance here is 221. We're going to watch the 221 level. You can watch ENPH down there. Google looks like a good setup forming here. Okay, I said 214.77. I'm going to sell everything on ENPH. I'd like a continuation here on ENPH. RBLX looks like it could be a trade. BOBOT could be a trade here. No XPEV, no UBS. Okay, we're going back up on ENPH here. Awesome. Like I said, we got room to run here up to 221. I'm gonna take 10 off there. Let's get over that 219 now. Over that 219, selling another 10 there. Let's get over 220 now, sell another 10. Looking over 220 now. Need to sell another 10 over 220. Giving us a little bit of a pullback here. Setting up for a mark over 220 now. It's having some hard time. I took a little bit more off there. And we'll let the rest ride a little bit here. See if we get over that 220 and then I'll take the rest off. Google is now breaking up to the upside. Okay, all out there on ENPH. We just had a big squeeze to the downside. Looking a little bit toppy there on ENPH. Locked up $108 in profit on that. Perfect breakout trade on ENPH. Now I'll be looking at Google to come to the downside. XPEV could be a good trade here. You really got to take a lot of share size though, so I'm debating whether I really want to take this or not. It's one of those Chinese stocks. I'm going to stay away from it. Let's take a look at Google now. Google 105. We could take 100 shares. We come back down below 105. Could be an entry here on Google. Come back down below 105. It would be an entry on Google. Baba looks like it was a good trade. RBLX is still trying to work itself out. Don't want to miss this Google trade, but Google might not work. Although, it could also work. So it's a little early to get in, so I'm going to wait here. That 105.34 I really want to see break. Okay, I'm short right under there, 105.50. Seeing the breakdown below that. Now we want to get below that 104.56. Otherwise, we'll be out over 106, 105.94 on Google right here. This is a gap and go to the short side. End phase is now followed through. Look at that. I'm not holding anymore. Look at that 221. Coming up on 221 could be a pullback region there. And then gearing up for another advantage to the upside. That was a good call out by me. It was a really good call out that we broke over that 215. Take it. Okay, well now we're over that 221. Like I said, we got room to 230 today, so I'd look for 230 today. At this point, obviously I'm not in it anymore, but I did take some really good profit initially. But I wanted to get into this Google trade. I really like it. It's my typical gap and go. End phase is not my typical gap and go. Baba looks like it's failing here. That could be typical for most of these Chinese stocks at this point. Google's looking a little weak. So this could be a good sign for Google to break down here and go under that 104.56 like a typical gap and go would. Let's get over that under 105 now on Google. Come on, break down. It just broke down under 105. That should be good for a follow through below the lows of 104.56. Under 104.56 now. Under that 104.56, we could take 25 off, depending on what it does at the breakthrough point. I want to see what it does as it comes down to it. I want to see volume ramping up on Google towards the downside now. Have a little pullback here, that's fine. SPY's going up to the upside, Dow's up to the upside, Qs are up to the upside, so maybe that's not helping Google right now. It's alright, I got a good entry on it. I want to see it get under that 104.56. We never touched it. This is a bounce off of the 200 simple moving average. That's what this move is right here. This is a bounce off of the 200 simple. Have a good entry on this. However, the huge green ball right after the engulfing one, right after a big red one, is kind of a bullish signal. But if the market turns down, this could be a really good trade to the downside if the market helps us out here. I have to see what happens here. Maybe finding some support at that 105. Baba's failing now. Looks like Google might break down to the downside now at this point. Looking for the breakdown on Google 104.56. We got to get below that to really initiate a breakdown fully. What's the other Chinese stocks doing? Banks are failing a little bit more. Where's UBS? Not quite, but it was down a lot more, so that's kind of makes sense. RBX right here under 40. That could be a good trade. A bounce off of Baba here at this level could be a good trade. I got to be more careful on Baba here. I want to see this breakdown on Google. It's just not happening quite yet. ENPH might be another long soon. Let me see. Billy, LI, Neo. No, they're still up. Now, at this point in Google, we'd expect to break down under that simple moving average because we've already bounced off of it and then proven that we want to come back to the downside. So I would expect it to break down pretty thoroughly under this level. Market's coming down now. Google should follow. You would think. Maybe it might try to force some people out here with paper hands. before it fails. Market's moving down substantially while Google is not. Could be a bad sign. We'd expect a breakdown here. Huge 5-minute red candle on the SPY and the Dow hasn't closed yet. Could get some forced paper hands out in Google here. Huge red candle on the SPY. Problem is we have low volume in Google that's bringing this up, which is not a good indicator for us to go to the downside. Like I said, end phase, yep, still trending, still could be a good long. Just gotta make sure you take it at the right points if you're trading end phase. I mean, we really gotta see what Google's gonna do. The thing that I don't like that Google's doing right now is that it's moving up on very low volume, which is not good. Yeah, no, I'm out. Break even. Just moved out of the Google trade break even. The reason is this is extremely low volume compared to what we've been seeing, and it's moving up quite a bit higher while the market's going down. It's not a good sign. I want to see a pullback here in end phase, and then maybe I could get long. End phase definitely has room now for sure to run all the way up to that 230. We just need a good pullback to the VWAP for me to get in. I can't buy up top on end phase, of course. Yeah, Google going way up right now. Told you I didn't like it on that low volume move up higher. Just not what you want to see when you're trying to break through levels to the downside. Baba came off of that level. Now it's going back to the upside. Could take it for a cup and handle if we get up a little higher. UBS didn't do too much. At this point, I think Google showed us that it's willing to move up on low volume while the market's going down, so I think it's no good for another trade. Like I said, I want to see end phase give us a nice pullback here, and then maybe I'm going to get long on it one more time. Guess I should have just stuck to end phase today, but it's not my typical gap and go, but it was a good break. I just could have let it run, but can't buy at the top here on end phase, that's for sure. Gotta wait for a good pullback. But I definitely see it could go up to 230 today for sure. There's a breakout over that 224.40 level. Very strong stock today. But I got over 2 points on it, so RBLX just looks like it's moving sideways right now. Quite a bit of risk on it unless you take it a little bit differently. End phase needs a pullback. phase getting another high off of this. As soon as we broke over that 224.40, it just ran. Debated taking an entry there, but I just didn't. Could have had another 2 points, but it's alright. Want to see a pullback on end phase all the way back down to the VWAP here. Could take a little bit. 5-minute chart looks very extended. Debating taking this Google trade if we come under that 105, which would indicate us having another test of the 200 moving average, and then potentially coming under that. End phase looks like maybe it's turning around now to come down to that VWAP area. It's got to break down under that 105, otherwise it's not interesting. People are buying 105 here. A lot of support. Broke by 1 cent there. Google's having a hard time. I don't think shorts are going to hold us up on Google, or bulls. I think the bears are going to win here. Stop over that 105.34, $34 risking to make $60, $70. I just don't see the bulls winning here. You'd have to have a big strong buyer come in here at this point. Yep, there's the breakdown. Maybe false breakdown. So interesting on this Google trade here. It can't break down. It's having such a hard time to break down. Maybe this will confirm it here. Oh. Google finally gonna fail here? It's really just coming down at the market at this point. Green to red move on the market. If we fail to move lower here, I might get out. Just because break even's better than a loss. I'd like it to retest that 200 SMA. Fourth time testing it for the day should be a good breakthrough. Just waiting. Sideways, sideways, sideways here. Yeah. No, market's starting to turn around, so I'm gonna be out. It's sideways forever, man. Don't make no sense. ENPH still need to pull back to the VWAP. Might be it for today. Everything's just kind of going sideways with the market at this point. If the market goes up at all, Google's going to go flying up to the upside. Wow. There goes ENPH up to the upside again. It's because of the market. Daily is very extended on ENPH. But we've had a little bit of a pullback here, just moving sideways. So unless we break down and come back down to the VWAP, I can't take a trade on it. Gotta learn to hold these breakouts a little bit longer. Could have had a phenomenal day with it. Range trading here. It's gonna break one way or the other on NVDA or ENPH and phase. Um, Google's probably going to break to the upside here at this point. I'm gonna buy it for a break over that 105.94 on Google Stop will be 105.34, or it could be VWAP here. Should go back up now. Under that 68, I'm gonna sell. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait till that 94 breaks. 105.94 breaks to the upside, and then we have room basically to run and try to gap fill today. Under that 68 now will be an out for me just because it's a pullback that's probably going to lead down. Okay, here we go. Getting a little bit of strength now. Like to see it break over today's high, 94. 92, sorry. It's coming up to test it right now. Google is coming up to test it right now. 90 on the ask. It said it got up there, so 92, I guess. Testing it. Let's see if it breaks over. SPY's going up. I think we're gonna break over. Yeah, I think it's gonna break. We're right at 92, hanging on the ask here. Hmm. Didn't break to the upside yet, but usually it will. And then it'll try to go fill the gap, basically. Yep, there we go. Now let's get over 106.